cornfield. Clown in a cornfield, or fight or flight. Welcome to Mirror Domains Movie News, your place for entertainment headlines. And indeed, Clown in a Cornfield and Fight or Flight are new movies opening up in the theater this weekend. We'll talk about those two movies coming out. I've seen Clown in a Cornfield. I'm seeing Fight or Flight this afternoon, so we'll be doing our full Clown in a Cornfield review here in just a few moments. But we got some other trending movie news headlines, such as X-Men in the MCU, have they found their director? We'll talk about that. Old Guard 2 trailer seems to be getting a lot of buzz. Hunt for Gollum, the new Lord of the Rings movie, gets a release date. Karate Kid Legends first reactions are coming out. And will we ever see Megalopolis on a streaming service so we can do a full live watch along and breakdown? It appears no, which kind of sucks, because I know people didn't like it, but I did. And Return to Silent Hill finally gets a distribution company to put it out there. And hey, if we got some time, we'll hit some hit or miss headlines there for sure. Okay, so this is a live movie news show, guys. It's live. So I know that we try to do this on Fridays, but hey, we still have to build up our audience here. So, Clown in a Cornfield review. Let's get set up for this. And what will happen is that this will be cut out, put up on the review channel later on. And then later on this afternoon, when I come back from Fight or Flight, I'll put up a review separately on the channel for that. And I'll post my quick snapshot review for this once I'm done this. I just have to remember to put out my Andor episode 9 quick review as well. Hey, we do a lot of movie news stuff here on the channel, guys. If you like these types of topics, we've got full movie reviews for Thunderbolts, full movie reactions for Tenants, In Flight, Time Cop, full series reactions for Andor, Season 2, Episode 7, 8, and 9. Absolutely breathtaking storytelling there. Trailer reactions for The Conjuring, Last Rites, and The Long Walk, and of course the Old Guard 2 trailer as well. We've got episode 11 of Survivor, season 48, and some movie news headlines that we do here on Friday. But James, why is there a picture of Taylor Swift there? Because it's my show and I can do whatever I want. There, that's it. Okay. No, it's not a movie reaction, James. It's a movie review label we need up there. Excellent. Now then, let's begin this. All other audio is off. And let's be... Oh, hold on. Let's make sure I got my score sheet ready to go. Looks like we do. Turn off... No, we can leave the... live chat on, whatever. Clown in a Cornfield is a horror comedy rated R, and it comes in at 1 hour and 36 minutes. And it tells the tale of a fading Midwestern town in Brendo. Oh, my God. Did I really screw that up? A fading... Hey, it's what it is. Hey, this happens when you're doing it live. All right, let's start over. Whew. Clown in a Cornfield is a horror comedy that comes in at 1 hour and 36 minutes. It's rated R, and it does have some good laughs in here, guys. It's a movie that doesn't take itself too seriously, but it's got some blood and gore in there for sure. Shades of a little bit of Terrifier, Scream, Final Destination. It's in that kind of wheelhouse. Okay, so it tells the tale of a fading Midwestern town in which Frendo the Clown, a symbol of a bygone success, reemerges as a terrifying scourge. From director Eli Craig. The movie stars a bunch of younger actors: Katie Douglas, Aaron Abrams, Vincent Mueller. But it's got some familiar faces with Kevin Durand, Will Sasso, Cassandra Potenza was pretty interesting. Verity Marks was also rounding out the cast. Guys, when you watch the trailers for this, what were you expecting? I mean, you saw that there's this clown and he's stalking the kids, and as you can see, uh, it looks, yeah, a little bit like Terrifier. It doesn't take itself too seriously, but they do a good job in this movie of setting the stage. So this girl and her father come to this new town where Friendo is like the town mascot. Here's the main girl here. And basically her mother has just recently died and they're just trying to get a fresh start. The same kind of setup that you would expect from that kind of scenario, but it's well done enough by the main actors there, Katie Douglas and her father, Aaron Abrams. They've got a couple of scenes here where they bounce off of each other and you sympathize with their situation kind of thing, right? And when things start to go bad with Friendo, don't F with Friendo, as they say, you kind of like, well, there's a really curious juxtaposition here of, we ran away from our problems in the big city, and now we're sort of running away from Friendo. The problem here, it's kind of cool how they laid all that out. And it gets into some of the kills. It takes a little bit to get there. Because the whole scenario is, okay, she's new to the town. We've seen that before. The kids are up to no good. They're into the YouTube sensational kind of stuff where, hey, we got to make a viral video and we're going to use Friendo as kind of our mascot ourselves. But then it turns out Friendo is real, and he starts to kill them. And this movie does take some twists and turns that I was not expecting. It actually had some heart to it, and a lot of that has to do with the actors that pull it off. It's got some really funny moments in it too. There's a moment where these three girls all of a sudden see the situation unfold, and it's like, oh, but you as the audience are also going, oh, hey, that's the kind of humor that works. And this movie just seemed to nail that in spades. So let's pull up my score sheet here, and we'll start to fill that in before we go over to the tomato meter and see what people are saying. Okay, so acting, directing, and story are out of a possible 2 points each. Cinematography and score are out of 1 point each. Acting, guys, there's no huge, like, it's a horror kind of comedy kind of thing. There's nothing in here that makes you go, yeah, that's Oscar worthy, right? It's competent. And if I'm going to reserve the right to come back and maybe bump it up to 1.5 because there is a bit of an ensemble thing going on here with the kids, right? The directing, I think, for the tight story that it is, they do spend time setting up the scene, and that may rub some people the wrong way. Technically, it's shot well. The story is interesting. It does take some twists and turns, so I'm actually going to give 1.5 to the story here, because it's not exactly the way that you think that it is. I give you examples like Terrifier, stuff like that, but it doesn't, it's smart enough that it takes it in a direction that you're not quite expecting, and I appreciated it for that. So, cinematography, pretty competent. You could tell that they had boosted the ISO in a couple of shots because they're really shooting in dark cornfields and stuff like that. So you see a little bit of grain, but that's fine. The kills in here are bloody. And it's funny. People are getting their heads chopped off kind of thing. It's pretty gruesome. The score, I think, the score could be a full point for a lot of people here, because there are some needle drops in here that I think people will find charming and amusing, because the father, he's from the 80s and 90s kind of thing, right? So I'm sorry, I'm from the 90s, but they kind of jab at that, at cultural things here. There's the father, right? Kind of like, that made me laugh. It seemed to encompass a writing style that made fun of things that I would understand as an older adult, but then it also had like a bunch of the teen stuff in here about like them not understanding like the old rotary phones and stuff like that. And it's like, what kind of phone is this? And it's like it works, guys. It worked. I can't knock it for that. Let's go over to the tomato meter and see what people have said about this movie, Clown in a Cornfield. 80% by critics, no audience score, but I'm probably expecting the audience to be about the same because a lot of younger people are going to go out and see it this weekend, and it's gonna speak to them, I think. And that's what I meant by it being sort of like this generation's Scream, this generation's I Know What You Did Last Summer kind of thing. This is, I think, it's gonna carry some weight, and it's a pleasant surprise because it felt like it could have been a very cheesy thing. It felt like it could have been a Terrifier knockoff, but it's not. Let's go down to some of the snapshot reviews. San Francisco Chronicle. Craig is so in command of the movie's tone that he can have a character say, it's like we're stuck in some awful 80s slasher. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, the writing. Yeah, and why I give the writing, like the story, 1.5. He says we're stuck in some 80s slasher movie without diminishing the genuine terror of the clowns in the cornfield. Oh, watch it there, guys. Watch it. You're going to give a little bit of spoiler there. And maybe that's a little clue there, guys. There's nothing wrong with using a teen horror movie to comment on the generation gap. So this person didn't like it. Gap, class, relations, and the decline of the U.S. manufacturing sector. But it helps if the plot isn't so cluttered with half-realized ideas. So this person, I could think, is taking it a bit too literally. And I got to preface to you here, guys, that don't take it too literally. Like, they know what they're doing when they're having fun at you. They know that they're jabbing at you with the here thing, like kids are always on their phone. This movie does a great job of setting up that divide between kids and adults. It does a really good job of that. And I think there's a great scene that showcases that in the classroom when the teacher tries to lay down the law, but the kids are just prank after prank, and they're videoing him having this explosion, and it's kind of like, okay, that's the tone that they're trying to go for, and I think it carries throughout the movie. Audience reviews, great movie, good plot. Big Pappy. It was a fun slasher movie. Book was probably better, but it had its moments and scares and gore. From that, it was awesome to watch. Yeah, so it was also based on a book. It said that in the opening crawl, I believe. So I never read the book. I can't tell you how, well, other than that little excerpt there, that I guess maybe people like the book better. But as a movie, I thought that it worked. Does it leave the door open for possible sequels? Because I know that there's this is a series of books, right? And then when you sit down and think about it after it's all said and done, there are ways that could be like franchise here. There is. It's very interesting. The killer is not exactly the way what you think it is, and I thought it was very refreshing the way that was all revealed. Let's go over to my score sheet and wrap things up here and give a final score for Clown in the Cornfield and see where we land. It's not going to be as high as an 8, guys. It's not that. Watchability factor. If you're a fan of the book, if you're a fan of horror, you'll want to check this out, because it has a decent premise. Is it worth seeing in the theater? Absolutely. 1.5. Now, I'll try to see this in a full theater, because I think you will have lots of laughs. This is the type of movie where the crowd will be interacting with all of the jokes and stuff like that, because they know that some of the kills are going to be silly, over the top, bloody, and then, as I said, some of the writing in here is pretty good. So, I think as an acting piece, I am going to bump that up to 1.5. And I am going to also bump up the directing because of all of that. So we're sitting at 7 out of 10 for Clown in the Cornfield. And as I said, some of the music in here was pretty good too. So I'm going to drop that. Sorry, not drop that. I'm going to bump that up to a full point. That puts us at 7.5 out of 10 for Clown in a Cornfield. A very very welcomed surprise, I should say. I wasn't expecting much from this. And then I found myself thinking at the end of the movie, yeah, Clown in a Cornfield. Pretty good. 7.5. Let me know what you thought about this in the comments below, and we will talk about it. Hey, if you like this kind of thing, come join us here on Mirror Domains, because up next, we will be talking about Josh Hartnett in Fight or Flight. And on top of that, we've got movie reviews for Thunderbolts, full movie reactions for Tenants, In Flight, Time Cop, full series reactions for Andor Season 2, Episode 7, 8, and 9. Wow, great series to watch there. And trailer reactions for The Conjuring, Last Rites, The Long Walk, Survivor Season 48. And then we've got movie news over on the main channel, where we talk about a whole slew of movie news topics. And hey, if this is your bag, I think you'll enjoy it right here on Mirror Domains. Okay, I think that went pretty well. Yeah, guys, try to see this in a full theater. And yeah, there'll be kids on their phone, like younger kids. One thing that I noticed with this movie, though, is that it's like, guys, yeah, I am definitely now not the in crowd. And I knew that for a while now. I don't understand this mentality of everything has to be recorded. Everything's got to be kind of like laughing and making fun of everybody else kind of thing. I know the growth period that the youth go through. Trust me, I went through it all. Of course, everybody went through it, James. But I mean, we all go through our trials and tribulations, and this time around, I don't seem to understand the shorter attention spans. I don't get it. But it is what it is. Very surprising movie there. Clown in a Cornfield. All right, let's get back into some movie news headlines. Because Fight or Flight also comes up this weekend. And I'm just going to activate the live public save. So Star Wars Andor Season 2, Episode 9 quick review is now live. I'm trying a new strategy where YouTube says to let it sit for like half an hour to 40 minutes, maybe even up to an hour, so YouTube's algorithm can understand which audience to send it out to. I never understood that. But we got to try to get the numbers up, guys. We got to try to get people interested in this channel. Okay, so Fight or Flight. Let's take a look at what this is about. Fight or Flight was supposed to come out last year, according to IMDb, but it comes out this weekend. And if you saw the trailers for this, it looked very much like Bullet Train, but in a plane kind of thing. And Josh Hartnett is an assassin. The plane's full of other assassins, and it looks like it's having that fun, whimsical time. And I'm seeing it this afternoon at 2 p.m. because for some reason, yesterday, and even still, Cineplex just isn't playing it, man. I don't understand Cineplex. What are you doing? They're not playing this movie, Fight or Flight. I searched all across my area here. I would have to go into Toronto to see it. And that's just nonsensical. I don't understand that. And the other movie opening up this weekend is Shadow Force, but we'll talk about that in projections. So, Fight or Flight, guys. Josh Hartnett. It just looked like a fun time. And I'm looking forward to it because I like, yeah, we've seen Bullet Train, now see Bullet Plane. I'm so glad Josh is getting a second chance to be a star. Dude was one of my favorites growing up. Love the energy on this. Josh jumping back into the mainstream after proving he is still has the acting chops. Well, yeah, because of Oppenheimer, right? This just looks like fun. Kind of turn off your brain action, right? Just have a big bag of popcorn in the theater. Why not? But it does kind of give me pause when I see this 2024 release. It was supposed to come out last year, and then it got pushed. So a mercenary takes a job of tracking down a target on a plane, but must protect her when they're surrounded by people trying to kill them both. So the runtime, hour and 42 minutes. It's not that long. Let's see what the tomato meter says here. 78% by critics, 79 by the audience. So that's actually not that bad. That means it's going to be hopefully pretty good. Right? Josh Hartnett is unabashedly bonkers as a disgraced ex-Secret Service agent who gets a shot at redemption, but only if he can survive being shot, stabbed, and repeatedly pulverized. Somebody who didn't like it. So San Francisco Chronicle, the violence gets cranked up to 11 after about 30 minutes before we have anything resembling a rooting interest, and the violence stays there for most of the remaining hour. None of it has impact. Really? Well, what were you expecting from the trailer, dude? This is all about expectations, right? And diagnosing the situation. Lots of action, like the ending, Alexia says. A fun movie to watch, Ariane says. Okay, so I'm looking forward to this. And pay attention to the channel later on, guys, because we'll be doing our quick review, and our full movie review will be up for this on the main channel. I'm just shocked. Like, I don't understand it. You got these two big movies. Landmark seems to have their affairs in order. I don't understand why Cineplex just dropped the ball on this. Like, who's running the shop over there at Cineplex? You know what needs to happen? I need to be in charge of Cineplex and just say, okay, separate theater owners, you're not going to get the decision to say, no, I don't want this movie at our theater. I don't know if it's going to do all that well. Well, guess what? No, you're going to get all the new movies regardless, and you've got to play them. You got to play them, because Thunderbolts and, yes, Sinners are going to do well at the box office. But, there's just, you got to feed the audience. You got to get people back into the theaters, not scrambling to go to other theaters to find, okay, so they're showing Shadow Force, but, okay, there's Clown in the Cornfield, but I don't see Fight or Flight. It's mind-boggling. I don't understand it. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. We'll talk about it. So, box office projections. Now, as I said, there is that movie Shadow Force that's opening up this weekend. And I didn't even know what it was until literally 20 minutes before we went live, and I was loading up the page here to look at the theater listings. And this movie, Shadow Force. What's this? Okay, so it's got, that's Kerry Washington, right? I like her. Omar Sky, Mark Strong. He's probably going to be the bad guy, right? He's good at playing the bad guy. What's this about? And why didn't I ever hear about this? An estranged couple with a bounty on their heads must go on the run with their son to avoid their former employer, a unit of shadow ops that has been sent to kill them. From Joe Carnahan. Really? Joe Carnahan directs. He did the A-Team, Smoking Aces, Cop Shop. No, that's producer credits. Let's get to his directing credits. The Gray. Oh, yeah, he did The Gray. The Gray was awesome, man. And he's been kind of meandering here. I mean, he's had work. Interesting. But this just has completely flown underneath the radar. If you watch the trailer, I like Kerry Washington, but I don't know anybody else in it. They make jokes about rappers or something, like, because Method Man's in this. What is it? What's that big group? I'm sorry, I don't listen to that style of music. Wu-Tang Clan. Sorry. James, that's just one of the most legendary rap groups of our generation. What do you don't know? You don't know? Oh, I'm sorry, I play guitar. What are you doing? Anyway, I listen to rock music. It's my bag. That's my bag. I'm not trying to disrespect it. I'm ignorant when it comes to that kind of stuff. So, Shadow Force reviews. 2 spies get dragged from the cold in the middle action opus. I like Kerry Washington, as I said. So we've got Fight or Flight coming in, and we've got Clown in a Cornfield coming out this week, so it'd be third place at best, and I don't know if either of these will crack the top 5. 50% on the tomato meter. Huh. The sitcom scenes of family arguments and droll wisecracks clash with the grimmer aesthetic Carnahan wants to give it. Shadow Force feels like an action film serving two masters and fulfilling neither's needs. I got a little bit of this. Should have just been a streaming movie. I'm happy that you got a theatrical release, and I'm sure there is the audience out there for this. I expect the audience score to be much higher than the critic rating. But where will it land on the box office? I don't even think it'll crack the top 5. So, hey, at least we're talking about it. Like, guys, on the other movie shows, do you ever hear them talking about these types of things? You don't. Like, we can't be, we'll never talk about this stuff. So let's take a look at where things are going to land. Thunderbolts, I expect, will retain the number 1 spot, because it's going to drop maybe 60%, be 30 to 35 million. And can Clown in the Cornfield and Fight or Flight break that? I don't know. I think Fight or Flight has a chance because it is an action movie. Don't knock Clown in the Cornfield because it's just horror. There's an element to Clown in the Cornfield that may resonate with the younger crowds, and teens and younger people will go out and see this. And if that audience is big enough to have word of mouth, it'll be, I'm thinking that it'll be number 2. So I think Thunderbolts, Clown in a Cornfield, Fight or Flight, Sinners will drop. Yeah, Sinners is be entering its 5th week now, right? So, yeah, because it's done its 4th week now. This is now the beginning of its 5th week. Sinners will be down. Sinners will be in the 4th spot, and then it'll be Minecraft. And then maybe that Shadow Force. Because let's say, what's number 5 there? Number 5 is only 3 million, but Minecraft will be down to about 7 million this week. And I don't think Shadow Force can make 7 million. I don't think so. But we'll have to see how this all shakes out. Sinners, I do expect to have a big drop off, though. Okay? All right. I'm going to sneeze. Oy. Let me apologize for that. Wait. Guys, always blow your nose after you sneeze, otherwise you will get, because it's trying to get rid of something, right? So let me just take a quick break and I'll take care of it. Yeah. One time I sneezed, I didn't blow my nose, and then the next day I started to get a cold. I hated that. All right. Let's get into some headlines here. What do we got? X-Men director. Yes, X-Men is going to be joining the MCU in the next coming years. X-Men movie eyes Thunderbolts filmmaker Jake Schreier as director. Now, I like the Thunderbolts. I thought that team dynamic was pretty well executed. So for me, at first glance, it seems like it would be a good fit. And if you watched a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff, it seemed like he was able to build up a good rapport with the actors that he was working with. Like, there seemed to be a lot of respect there. And that's what you're going to need for an X-Men movie, right? Because that's an ensemble piece. So let's take a look here. Sources confirm that Schreier, whose movie gathered some of the best reviews for Marvel, yes, has been quietly moving ahead, finding director. In the next few weeks, he's in talks. Okay, so he's just in talks. I think they're just trying to throw this out there to see maybe what people's reactions are going to be. The Schreier choice is a confirmation of a successful relationship between Marvel and his work on Thunderbolts. Yes. Schreier additionally repped by some Untitled Entertainment. And that's pretty much all they've got. So it's not really confirmed, right? But they have their eyes on him. And I got to say that I think that would be a good fit. And I can't wait for the X-Men, right? Now, I've also heard that Deadpool is going to appear next with the X-Men, right? It's like the latest report was that Ryan Reynolds was working on a script called Deadpool and the X-Men, which could be a way to introduce them. But we know that the next phase here, that's Doomsday and Secret Wars, is going to include the X-Men at some point, right? First, the Fantastic Four come in, and then we're going to get X-Men. And there was a lot of that has to do with legal stuff, because we know that some actors were contractually obligated to certain years, like 2025, I think it is for James McAvoy. And then 2026 was Fassbender, I think, or something like that, where if you used those characters, you had to use them, right? You had to use them as an actor. It was just stipulations in the contracts that made it like that. So that's why we had to hold off here for that, right? Because when they reboot the X-Men here, which they will do, they want to have the ability to recast. But there would have been ways around that, because we're using multiverse stuff here that could have been used to have workarounds. But I'm looking forward to it. I think that would be a great fit. I think that's awesome. What do you guys think? New X-Men director. Director of Thunderbolts. Good pick and my choice. That would be my choice. Okay. Old Guard 2 trailer dropped yesterday, guys. And Charlize Theron and team of Immortals face new threat in Netflix's The Old Guard 2 trailer. And we did a full trailer reaction for this yesterday. That's up on the reaction channel. It's always good to see Charlize back. She is just aged like phenomenally, guys. As I said when I was watching it, she's in my top 5 actresses of all time. It flip-flops between her and Kate Blanchett is for my 3rd and 4th spot. It does. But Charlize is just so awesome. She really is. And what's really nice about this one is that while there seems to be this person as the bad guy, I think the thing that got everybody's eyes up was that Uma Thurman's going to be in this one. And it looks like there's going to be a throwdown with her and Charlize, where Uma's going to have a sword again because of Kill Bill, right? I think this just looks slick. It looks like it's going to be just a fun time there on Netflix. I really like the trailer a lot, and I'm looking forward to it. I think we will be doing a full live reaction here on the channel July 2nd. And from what I understand, a lot of people are liking this, guys. 1.9 million views, 56K thumbs up. Man, it's good to see Uma wielding a sword again. Yeah, that's what we said in our trailer reaction. Old Guard 2. Henry Golding also star in the sequel that launches this summer. And we're going to have to maybe watch the first one as well. Maybe one day we'll watch Old Guard. The next day we'll watch Old Guard 2 when it comes out. Just to refamiliarize ourselves with the rules of the Immortals. First, she is the first of the Immortals, Golding warns Theron in the trailer. She knows your histories, your relationships. I'm scared of what she is capable of. Yeah, it's a very interesting premise. And the second trailer kind of reveals that perhaps she's not as immortal. She kind of gave up her immortality, right? Which is a very interesting thing. There's like shades of Highlander in there for sure, just because they're immortals and because they're fighting with swords and stuff like that. But it's Uma that sells this for me. Not that so much. Yeah, because I like how it's built up. It felt good. What do you guys think about that trailer for Old Guard 2? Let me know in the comments below, and we will talk about it. Okay. Lord of the Rings, Hunt for Gollum sets a release date. Lord of the Rings, Hunt for Gollum set for December 2027. And the next Evil Dead movie nabs summer of 2026 release. So still 2 years away. 2.5 years, technically, because it's going to be in December, which is good, because you would think that the Hunt for Gollum, I want them to take their time. I don't want it to be rushed like the way that the last 2 Hobbit movies were, where it's kind of like, well, guys, we got to do it a little quicker because we've set these release dates and some of the CG work just wasn't quite up to par. I'm looking at a lot of those Legolas scenes, guys. I don't want that for Hunt for Gollum. Take your time and make sure that you've shot it all by at least mid next year. Pickups, of course, but I mean, like the major bulk of it being done so that they have time in post to perfect those shots, right? Next Evil Dead movie, yeah, looking forward to that. A lot of people liked Evil Dead Rise. I was a little mid with that one, but it is what it is. I'm looking forward to The Hunt for Gollum. Andy Serkis directs, and will open in theaters December 17th, 2027. Now, that means it's also going to be going up against Avatar. Avatar 4, right? That's going to be a packed year. That's going to be packed. Avatar. Let me pull up Avatar 4 release date. Because we're getting Avatar 3 this year, right? Oh, no, it's 2029. Oh, Cameron. He says he wants to do 5 of these. It's going to be like... and then Avatar 5 is going to be like 2034 or something like that. I don't know. What? I just want Cameron to make other movies, guys. I know people like the Avatar movies, but I don't want to get, like, he's so talented that he's got other skills besides Avatar. I want to see those skills applied to other genres, like actioners. I want to see him work with Arnold again, while they still can. Anyway, Evil Dead Rise. The next Evil Dead comes out 2026, and has tapped Sohelia Jacob to star. Okay. Sam Raimi will help produce. No? Bruce Campbell will help produce. Will executive produce. Lee Cronin. He did Evil Dead Rise, right? So, yeah. Shyamalan's next movie, Remain, set for October 23rd, 2026. Shyamalan just worked with Josh Hartnett. I kind of... there was aspects of that movie that I liked, but it was a little too... Like, I like Hartnett in that movie. Using his daughter, though, was a little too... as the pop star. I don't know. Maybe it was a mistake. I had to see. What do you guys think? Hunt for Gollum, 2027. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Karate Kid Legends comes out this year, and I am looking forward to that one because Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio team up. Legends, first reactions reveal if a sequel is worth waxing on or off. So let's get some reactions here. Karate Kid Legends is very entertaining from start to finish. Its frenetic pace and familiar plot will leave fans of the saga happy. Little development of the villain and female characters, but it is compensated by good cinematography, action, and charisma of the protagonist. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Okay. Let's take another one. Karate Kid Legends follows the same formula as the franchise, with all of its cliches to appeal to nostalgia. Even with that, the charming charisma of its cast, the humor, and the fights make the film a mere entertainment product that seeks nothing more. That said, the editing seems terrible to me. Oh, okay, well, we got a crack at the editing there. But I think the guy that they've got here looks like he can handle the action well. I was impressed by the trailer. I think it's cool that Jackie Chan's back on board for this. And I like how they kind of explained that the Chinese don't use karate, guys. Karate is Japanese. And I like how it's brought in by Macho there to help tie that all together. I like the setup. That's a long-winded review. Have patience and wait and see. Let's not pretend to have some knowledge of something that we really don't. Fake boasting gets us nowhere in life. What? I grew up watching Karate Kid movies. I saw the second one in theaters. I played with the toys, watched the cartoons, and played video game on Nintendo. It was part of my childhood. I loved the show Cobra Kai, and I'm looking forward to this new movie. I never thought the franchise would still be popular when I, at this point, am thankful that it's still around. I hope that the movie, you know, it's not going to be directly tied to Cobra Kai, but I hope they don't do anything to poo-poo on that, because that's your fan base right there too, right? I hope they acknowledge it in some clever ways. Like there's some one-off lines that Daniel can say that will be like nods to Cobra Kai that I hope the writers were smart enough to include in the script. That's what I want, right? But I'm looking forward to it. May 30th, guys. Karate Kid Legends. First reactions seem fairly positive. What wasn't positive were the reactions to Megalopolis from Francis Ford Coppola. Now we know why you will probably never get to see one of the most misunderstood movies ever made. So, from my understanding of these headlines is that does he not intend to release this on streaming or like on Blu-ray or anything? Like, why would you do that? You spend $100 million. Like, let people see it at least. Why would you try to bury it? According to new details revealed by The Hollywood Reporter, anyone looking for Coppola's movie or to watch online right now, as Megalopolis has no streaming home and has not received or planned DVD or Blu-ray release date. Okay. It seems to have just dropped off the face of the earth. Not because no one wants the movie, but because Coppola doesn't want anyone to see the film in anything other than its intended format, on a cinema screen. Well, it had its run. It had its run. I'm sorry. What do you expect theaters to do? Just keep it in theaters? He wants it to play in theaters the way it was intended. So does he plan to have like re-releases for it? Guys, I was one of the few that actually enjoyed this movie. I did. Now, I totally told you when I came out of the theater, not a lot of people are going to like it. It's too abstract. It's too disjointed in its storytelling. We got different stories going off in different segments, but I appreciated it because it was a very artistic art house type of movie. And if you're not into that kind of a thing, I just happened to be in the right mood for it. I liked Adam Driver in it. I liked Shia LaBeouf, and it was really good in it. Like the cast overall was pretty good. Aubrey Plaza. It's a shame that you're not going to be able to see her performance in this because she was also really good. She was really good, man. I think he's remember that generation gap we were talking about when we were talking about Clown in the Cornfield. I think he's worried that people are just going to watch it on this. Well, guys, guess what? That's the way that it's going. That everybody's going to be watching it on their phones. And it doesn't hold the same impact. It doesn't hold the same sound. I guess maybe if you put your headset on. But it's never going to be what you saw in the theater. It was grandiose. It had a lot of storylines that didn't seem to go anywhere that will upset people. I acknowledge it. Some of it accepted. I didn't fully accept. Is Megalopolis a bad movie or a misunderstood masterpiece? I don't think it's a masterpiece. If you like that movie from Cronenberg that was Cosmopolis, where it was just a bunch of dialogue of life experiences and scenarios playing out as Robert Pattinson was sitting in the back of a limousine. It's kind of like that scenarios. What do you think about existentialism? What do you think about uh, political science and its place in society? And it's like, well, that's what this movie sort of was. But it was actually showing us scenes and scenarios where that was all playing out. That's the way that I looked at it. And is it because I'm a fan of Francis Ford Coppola? A bit, yeah. Was I a little bit too lenient because of that? Probably. Was I biased? Yeah, well, I guess I was. But I think I was fair with my score. I didn't say that it was a 10 out of 10. I didn't say it was even a 9 out of 10. See, what did I give Megalopolis? Let's pull up my review for it, because I'm definitely curious now. I don't think I did a review for that. Huh. And I just got movie reviews. I thought I did. Maybe it was a short review. Got trailer reactions. Let's see if we can do it for here. Megalopolis. Huh. Yeah, I think I just did the short review there. Like I said, because there was a period where I wasn't doing full length reviews because they just weren't getting the views. That's why we migrated it to a new channel to see if we could just build up the audience that way. Hey, only come to this channel for movie reviews. That approach seems to have been working a little bit. A little bit. It's just going to take time. But I didn't hate it. Anyway, enough about that. Let's move on. If Megalopolis ever comes out on a streaming service, we will watch it together. Although they'll probably get striked if he's holding on to it that much. Maybe that could be dangerous. It's a shame. It's a shame because if we did, I would be pointing out the stuff that's actually worth watching. Part of it, like I'll highlight the best parts of it. Chris Schobert in live chat. Hey James, how you doing today? Was Clown in the Cornfield movie? Was it good? Yeah, well we already did a review on it, and I'll be publishing my short review for it as soon as I'm done this, because I'm jumping out to see Fight or Flight in about an hour and a half, so that'll be enough time for that. So let's get into Return to Silent Hill. I'm a big horror fan. Return to Silent Hill. This movie was shot a while ago, and it had been in post. We saw production photos of this. So where has it been? I guess it's been a bit of a trial to get a distributor for it. And it's finally got a distribution deal with Cineverse. So let's just take a look here. When are we going to get this movie? This is from the same director of the first Silent Hill movie, right? And it follows James, a man broken after being separated from his one true love. When a mysterious letter calls him back to Silent Hill in search of her, he finds a once unrecognizable town transformed into an unknown evil. Yes. So, let's just take a look here. Cineverse chief, as we continue to build our slate for theatrical releases, we couldn't be more thrilled to add the next release from this billion multi-platform franchise with a global box office of 156.1 million. Silent Hill is one of the best games. Blah 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 blah. Just give me the release date for crying out loud. Oh my god. Oh my goodness gracious. Are you glad to hear that it has landed a distribution? Yes. Why am I not seeing it here, guys? Toxic Avengers coming out August 29th, 2025. Why am I stumbling over my words? Something's happening. Maybe because you haven't been doing these shows enough, James? Let's go down in the comments, see if somebody's left something here. Nobody. Okay, well, if they got the distributor, hopefully, I'm hoping this Halloween it comes out. Return to Silent Hill, because it's been done. From what I understand, it's just sitting in the can. Expected November 21st. Okay, so not till November. Jeremy Irvine is James, the James character. Hannah Emily Henderson is Marie Sunderland. No real big names jump off the page at me here, but I'm looking for Pyramid Ed. He's definitely an eerie character. That's what people want to see, right? Pyramid Head. I like how he was executed in the first film, too. We did a full live watch along for that movie here on the channel. So we'll take a look. Hopefully by November, we will be seeing Return to Silent Hill. I would have put it out by Christmas. All right, where are we at? 53 minutes. I should probably work on my quick review and get out of here. But we'll just quickly. If it's a hit, we'll talk about it. If it's a miss, no. Zero Protocol. Rebecca Hall to star in zombie action horror film. Hey, Rebecca Hall is one of my favorite actresses. She's very versatile. We like that movie, The Night House, right? And hey, if she's going to be in a zombie action horror, why not? So what's this about? Zero Protocol is an incredibly exciting fusion of technical and emotional filmmaking. I'm so thrilled to be working with Imaginarium's world-class, blah, 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 blah. Dan has absolutely written a good script. Okay. Nice for you. Give me a synopsis. I'm not seeing it. They're very happy to be working with her. Okay, synopsis for Zero Protocol. An NYPD commissioner battles to manage a citywide zombie outbreak exploding in real time, only to discover that her teenage daughter is trapped in the middle of the red zone. Okay. You know, you could loosely tie that into like World War Z. Why not? Because that's what World War Z was supposed to be about, right? All these little stories breaking out around the world, these little scenarios. But anyway, Zero Protocol, Rebecca Hall, that's thumbs up in my books. Especially when you're dealing with zombies. Minecraft, 4K Steelbook and Blu-ray release date. May 13th is going to be on a digital streaming, but the HD and HD Blu-ray 4K will be released June 24th. And are we going to watch this movie? No, because I found it to be such a chore to sit through. Minecraft movie. There we go. There's the Steelbook 4K. Hey, Chris, are you going to get that one? Chris Schober, he's a collector of 4K stuff. He might find this story interesting to see what's all involved in that. So you got some extra features in there, some behind the scenes stuff, some featurettes, Minecraft pixels. I might watch those. I like to watch the behind the scenes stuff, the making of, and that may generate like some interest to watch it again, but I don't know, guys. It was like pulling teeth for me. Jane Schoenbrunn aims to make a sleepover classic with teenage sex and death at Camp Miasma, starring Gillian Anderson. Well, we like Gillian Anderson here. So it's kind of like Friday the 13th, huh? The plot is involved a queer filmmaker being hired to direct a new installment for a long-time running slasher franchise. The director fixates on the prospect of casting the final girl from the original movie, and the two women descend into a frenzy of psychosexual mania. Wow. Is it from the same director of I Saw the TV Glow? Is that why that's there? So, who produced Schoenbrunn's second feature? Okay, so it is from the director of I Saw the TV Glow. Well, that movie was also very abstract, not very straightforward storytelling, very weird, disjointed things going on. I appreciate it. It had a really killer soundtrack. And now she wants to work with Gillian Anderson. Very interesting stuff. Maybe not for some, but for me it was. All right. That's all I have here, guys. I thought that we would just maybe, at a quick glance, look at what's going on in the Reddit rundown. First poster for A Useful Ghost. First image of Pamela Anderson in The Naked Gun. Okay, there's Pamela Anderson. Yeah, because we didn't see her in the trailer, huh? New image of Ray Fiennes, Jodie Comer, and Alfie Williams for 28 years later. That's just next month now, guys. That's just next month. What has he got, a head? Is he holding somebody's head? Oi. Chris Schober says, I'm getting the Minecraft 4K Steelbook Blu-ray, the version you are. What version are you? I don't think I'm going to be getting that version. I won't be getting any version of Minecraft. But I am looking forward to this movie 28 years later. What movie completely exceeded your expectations? Well, we just talked about it. Clown in the Cornfield. I wasn't expecting much, and I was pleasantly surprised. 80/24s. Okay. Is it true that James Cameron is planning a 9/11 movie similar to like Titanic? Is he? Well, guys, we just talked about that. It's not going to be until he's done Avatar 5, which won't be until 2034. And Cameron is not a spring chicken. Cameron's old. He's pushing 80 now, isn't he? Like he didn't start making movies until he was like 40. Like, okay, no, maybe not 40. He was in his 30s, right? Terminator, because before Terminator, he did Piranha 2. So, let's see. Let's say Piranha 2 was 1984, 83, 19. Well, we'll just use Terminator here. Terminator was 1984. And he was born in 1954 because he was a truck driver. So he didn't start making movies until he was like 30. He was that's why you hear and see truck jokes in his movies. He didn't like truck driving. Yeah, no, I don't know. You wouldn't get it until like 2038. But eventually, I think it is time to start talking about that subject again, so it doesn't happen again. How Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is new stars, new poster for 28 years later. Eli Roth is set to write and direct Ice Cream Man. Well, I think that's his wheelhouse. Toxic Avengers officially unrated for ultraviolence, mutant nudity, and more. Godzilla X Kong Supernova. So it's called Supernova. There is no trailer for it. Why would you think that? Yeah. We know that there's the cast for that. We've got the cast for that Supernova. First images from Long Walk. Yeah, we did a trailer reaction for that. Very shocking. New poster for Old Guard 2. Okay. Torn. Director of Glengarry Glen Ross dies at 71. Bummer. Official poster for Conjuring Last Rites. Devil Horns. Wick is Pain. The Making of John Wick. Yeah. We know that Keanu put his body on the line for that one. AMC reports quarterly losses $202 million after a rough box office start. with Mickey 7. Yeah, Mickey 17 didn't do well. Snow White didn't do well. Alto Night, nobody saw. They bombed. Guys, you need better marketing. You tried to sell Mickey 17 as a big, huge blockbuster kind of thing, and it wasn't. The Phoenician Scheme. A lot of people are upset with Wes Anderson. like as soon as you mention Wes Anderson, people wince. They go, "No, that's not a Wes Anderson film." It's very small niche he's got. It's very stylized, and if you don't like that style, yeah, I can see why you don't like it. But I like it, so I like his work. It's just refreshing to see it in a different filmmaker execute well, not like you, Ari Aster. But James, I thought you said Hereditary was a masterpiece. Well, it is. Anyway, official poster for director's cut of Kingdom of Heaven, re-releasing in theaters for only one night, May 14th. First image of George Clooney, X-Men eyeing Thunderbolts director. All right. Guys, that's it for me. I gotta edit this Clown in the Cornfield thing and then get out of here to go see Fight or Flight. Let me know what you thought about some of these stories in the comments below. We went for an hour, so enjoy your weekend and see you next time right here on Mirror Domains. Oh, sorry, one last thing. I hope they get the release of Clown in the Cornfield on Blu-ray. I would definitely buy it, James. Yeah, I would add that to my collection. It was worth seeing. Hope you enjoy, Chris. See you next time.